6.5 hours and I finally cracked the outskirts of the Puppetmaster's ultra-secret server. I'm in. New personal record. Hope it goes better this time. I follow my little rat hound's fetch cord from one corner of glowing architectural rubble to the next, weaving in and out of the shadows between marching utility programs on their way to port. He towers 20 stories over the center of his strange, burning city, scanning impulsively for anomaly and threat. Somewhere in this note, hidden in this filing cabinet full of filing cabinets, are scans of the heterodox sigils that I need to get back home. Whoa. He's paranoid tonight. He's paranoid tonight, flaring the server every 100 crots. Supposed to keep intruders out. Huh. Didn't work. This place is a dump. Puppetmaster's Poltava Ultra Flare charges for 100 crots, then bursts in a halo from his column at the cityscape's center. When the Ultra Flare hits your avatar, feedback builds up at your NanoLinks microthread connector. In milliseconds, friction hits 200 degrees. Melts the connector and a piece of your brain with it. You'll probably survive. You'll probably shit in diapers for the rest of your life. I hang a left down a busy neon-tarred street. 97, 98, 99. Execute. When the flare hits, I'm not in Puppetmaster's playground anymore. I'm stashed away for safekeeping in the keylogger of a VersaCorp Junior VP's blanked deck. He's playing Russian roulette with a Mataba against a Filipino spike dealer.
Looks like you're going first, Putana. Sounds good to me, Marcus.
I'm between the kerning of the text file that holds automation parameters for the length of the satellite antenna on an Execo 34's GPS 100 miles south of Gary, Indiana.
Turn right at the first cross street onto West.
I'm the amplitude in a CFO's bored wife's watering can, drizzling distraction from his absence over the ground of her $3 million backyard greenhouse.
Oh, hello, Eric. No, I'm not busy, honey. I was just in the greenhouse tending to my rhododendron.
I can probably make a few 10,000 selling a dumbed-down version of my portal gun macro at the exchange down in the old canals. Not this time, Peter. I thumb back the side wheel on my mouse, reconstituting back to Prime in Puppetmaster's domain. Meanie's ghostly fetch cord goes taut, and I scurry after my dutiful little crawler toward the center of Puppetmaster's urban decay. Glowing teal wireframes morph into concrete blocks and then back again. At the junction to a ghetto neighborhood, a pair of Keystone cops with a horse-drawn paddy wagon shake down a shabby, suspicious-looking lingering daemon before beating it into component syntax with their truncheons. Maybe I need something better than shadows to hide in. I grab a passing VersaChat message by the scruff of her knockoff skirtsuit and wear her like a second skin. The disguise will come in handy if I have to interact with any residents on the way to my prize. I leave the security protocols behind and slip down the ghetto's side street where the wireframe and concrete recedes to red brick tenements and row houses. There he is. There's my boy. Meanie squeaks and scratches beneath a shop front window. Host name in black edged gold lettering. Mr. Scribes Laserjet 980. Alt-R and a half-wink reveals the subdomain at Peter's private library on the 8th floor of the Holhauser Men's Athletic Club on 48th and 6th. It looks like he wanted something to thumb through when he wasn't jacked in. Control-Shift-M, number pad 3, and my little scout retraces the last few feet of his fetch cord back to his hotkey and my utility kit and hops in. 97, 98, 99. Exit.
Of course I'm good for it, guy began. One more in the chamber. Make it 20,000 elans. You scared, pussy? Bright lights, big city. You people are fucking crazy, you know that? I love it. Let's go.
Turn left onto US 45. Late arrival fine applied.
Baby, slow down. No, your father's staying at the arcology condo this week. He'll be back Friday afternoon.
That one was close.
Hello, Miss Packet. Welcome to Scribe's Print Shop. Have you lost your way?
He doesn't see me.
Do you need help
Just the
finding
skin
your
of the
proper
lost
port?
packet that I'm wearing. Control,
Shall I
Shift,
call
Tab,
Officer
Tab,
Switch for
D,
you?
number pad 3, and I'm holding a spinning diadem that pulses light in his eyes. Makes him forget to ask for my header. Just a detour, Mr. Scribe. Would you please check for a package for...
I'd be happy to, miss.
He says before padding off to the shop's back room. Poor Buffer. He seems like a nice old man. I bought the Forget-Me-Lot query distractor off a street vendor in the West Sprawl for 97 elons. Control-Shift-E, tab number pad 2 sends Zini sniffing around. Just in case. That first time Peter and I blew the dust off that old book. Not long after our undergrad trip to Costa Rica. Good days. We're on much better terms. Miskatonic you, rah, 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 yah, yah, yah. Let's go squids. We had to live for 6 months in rural India off 20K he made selling his old Audi. 8 weeks to find Fakir Balahadra in his secluded yurt deep in the swamp on the border of Bangladesh. The mystic spent his life meditating and guarding the spot where our tome was buried beneath mud and reeds in an iron box. All but our 6-day escape route to convince him to hand the book
Give me the
over.
fucking book.
He was less than eager to admit it was there, but even without the family accounts, Peter can be quite convincing. We never should have recreated the forms on those pages. On anything, or anyone. To hell with VersaCorp. To hell with me form. 97, 98, 99.
Only 3 chambers left, Connor. You can buy out now. You pay me the money you already owe me, plus double what's on the table. You don't get to be Junior VP of Northeast Logistics at Versatile by being scared. I'm dead inside already, Marcos.
3 identification blanked individuals detected 1,000 feet ahead. Facial recognition, failed. Chip scan identification, failed. Defensive protocols engaged, accelerating.
Eric, honey, you know that bypassing a CA-504 with that kind of program is very non-compliant.
Miss Packet. You were leaving without your prints. You did want your package, didn't you?
Damn it. My skin almost walked away while I was out. I reached for the package, but the shopkeep jerks it back.
That'll be 52 elons, miss.
Elons. He wants payment for the packet. Oh, right. The
Did
password.
want your package, didn't you? You did want your package, didn't you? You did want your package, didn't you? 52
Shit.
elon.
My
52,
mask is good.
52
My
elon.
proxies are good.
Elon.
My scrubber is cleaning up my tracks well under the server's delay. Shit, fuck, What did I fuck up? No time for post-mortem now. Klaxons blare out. Bars slam down on the doors and the windows. Everything turns to steel as the quaint Back Bay print shop turns into a cage. Peter's smoldering eyes burn through Mr. Scribes as he bursts through the gooey shell and takes total operational control of the barely consequential piece of firmware. He scoops up my cage in the palm of his hand and raises it before his face. 20 stories above the center of his volcanic urban netscape, the Puppetmaster holds me like a caged bird and strips away my disguise with an impulse-controlled application execution. The packet I was wearing gone for good, along with the message she carried, ribaldry in Polish from Monika to Mr. Monika. Damn it, Peter. He sends flare after flare after flare at me. Without charging, they're barely effective, but I don't have time to execute my portal gun. Instead, I launch chaff from 64 VPNs in Buenos Aires to ground out the flare's impedance, rendering it little more effective than vague tinnitus. Thanks to the Buenos Aires Treaty of 2032, non-extradition made proxying a whole lot easier. But the tech is cheap and easily firewalled out, even after breach. Puppetmaster begins nulling my chaff one by one. His attention will be off me for a few crots. He doesn't notice me and his little brother scurrying up his leg, across his torso, over his arm, and into my prison with Mr. Scribe's package clutched between his big buck teeth. Eenie, my good little pit pocket. Come on home to mama. Control-Shift-E, number pad 3, and he's back in his hotkey, and I've got what I came here for. Finally, the purloined images from an ancient tome known by many dark names, over-ambitiously inserted into me form by two blind and arrogant grad students, are safely in my brain's cargo bay. But I still gotta get out of here. And Peter's preparing another attack. Volcano. He's gonna burn my avatar, my deck, my EG. Everything with it. Alt, Control, Shift, O. For oh shit, think fast. And a massive microdose of designer chemicals puts my brain into overdrive. I pour through the scans, clacking away and impulse marking what I need. It's getting hotter. The bars of the cage are glowing red. I scooch to the center, but my feet are searing through my boots. My eyes feel dry. My hair is singeing at the tips. I paste the shapes. I hope the right shapes. In configuration into my portal gun macro. Nothing like in-the-field improvisational retrofitting of unstable experimental code. Blisters on my skin and simmering in my brain pan. Like sunstroke for days in a row. I can't keep up. 7, 8, 9. Make this one count. Execute.
Let's put in another 5K. You don't have another 5K, asshole. Fuck you. I done, Marcos. Another 5K. Okay. Let's make it clean 100K Elon's Connor. Then, after you paint your brains on the fucking wall, I'm going to come all the way to your house on Long Island and make your wife my puck. How's that?
Hey, Escrow. That race was good, right? 100K Elons to me, pronto, en gayon, whatever.
VersaCorp valid identified. Applying brake.
Holy shit, it worked. Good job, eyeballs. Bring that cutter over here and get to work on those cargo doors. Now,
I'm on it.
10K. You and Duke get that 5-0 into the ditch and strip the cruiser. Got it. We've only got 250 crots to be back on those pipes and moving. Let's go.
What?
Cargo hold breached.
You might want to see it.
I mean, what's the problem? Is it empty?
Active defense protocols
you gotta
engaged.
be kidding.
VersaCorp valid insurance claim filed.
Eric, calm down. I understand the pressure's high. That's no excuse for relapse. Again. No, I'm not calling your father. Yet. No, sweetie, I have to call standards and compliance first. I'm not risking any of this for you again, Eric. I already told you that once.
I checked my payload, but there's no payload. The scans, the sigils, they're not here. Of course. They're saved in an encrypted file on the rooted nanolink, installed in the skull of my body, my other body. I'm in the arcology condo of a low-level VP constantly questioning his will to live. Pretty average for VersaCorp's payroll, but I'm not hiding in a program. I'm in the VP completely, jacked out and looking at an escrow account paying out 100,000 elons. My body is a short-term life support rig, and I've got 72 hours to get back to it. Knock.
Security, sir.
Knock.
Open up.
Knock. All right. Let's do this.
Open up the motherfucking door right now.
Backstabber, not nice to meet you. Backstabber, now that I see you, how do you sleep at night? Backstabber, so long goodbye. Backstabber, why does it have to be always like that with you? They call it you can get nothing in return. That's not the way it works. All that envy and scorn. In the blink of an eye, you're gonna be all alone. You can't stop again. You're gonna be all alone. All alone. My life is so much less complicated. I've got rid of you. Got enough chances. Wish you were life. So long goodbye. Backstabber, not nice to meet you. Backstabber, now that I see you, how do you live your life? Backstabber, not nice to meet you. Backstabber, now that I see you, how do you sleep at night? Backstabber, so long goodbye. So long goodbye.
Él es Medianoche Drone.